it. What were the most unsettling things you found out they had stored about you? Guys, please, do a good search of your Google preferences and disable everything you don't like. My phone is, as far as I'm aware, mine, because the settings are very restrictive, and also, fuck Facebook. Why do people put up with this shit? Apparently I sleepwalk thousands of kilometers and then manage to get back home in time for work. Also a bunch of recordings of my computer's fans spinning. But well, at least they got me on the fetish porn searches. Google. Hyped up Google. Incompetent Google. I know my data is in good hands. Edit, found a fart. My activity is empty. It has been for a long time, so there shouldn't be anything for me to download, right? Nope. 6 gigabytes of data. I'm a web designer and I can tell you that the scariest shit is not what they have on you, it's how they get that info. It's not unsettling, but I found out that Google can tell when I'm driving a car versus my motorcycle by using the gyroscopes in my phone. If you use Google Photos and allow Maps to track your location. I took photos that I didn't like, deleted them. Weeks later I am just browsing my timeline in Google Maps and those deleted photos are there, tagged to the location. Nothing incriminating, just thought you should know that a delete isn't a delete. Edit, a lot of people aren't reading this properly, so let me clarify. I didn't say I found my photos on Google Photos Cloud after deleting them on my phone. I found my cloud deleted photos on Google Maps timeline. And please spare me the guess what Google still has it paranoid shit. I know they still have it, and I don't care, I am merely answering Op's question. Can we all upvote this same question next week when everyone has received their information? I did this a while back and it's basically nothing. Only a few gigs worth of Jeep's data and some voice recordings back when I had my Galaxy S3 and I wanted to try Google Assistant when it came out. I did get a good chuckle out of half my voice recordings being "Okay Google, go fuck yourself" in my squeaky younger voice. Voice recordings of Lil 14 years / me asking to be woken up in 20 minutes. Or entire audio streams of family dinners because somebody may or may not have mentioned something that may or may not sounded anything like "Okay, Google." I've stopped using voice assistants since. They had tracked literally everywhere I had been since 2015. They knew every fucking store I'd visited, what date and what time. Every restaurant, every hair salon, every nightclub, every plant nursery, you name it, they stored it. Google had it all. All innocuously stored under the title Google Timeline. I got drunk once and proceeded to get lost on the way home, ending up cycling on some highway. For 2 years I wondered where the hell I had been until I saw Google's location history for that night. I found my Google search log from 2006. I was a young, stupid teenager. Searched for "new girl." Random voice clips when I absolutely hadn't activated Google Assistant. The one that felt weirdest was a random clip from when I was babysitting, and reprimanding a child for misbehaving. Very unsettling. There's an audio recording of me saying "check the Jewish boy's penis." I don't remember ever saying that, but okay. It's not the most unsettling, but I didn't know until recently that Google tracks all purchases you make. And I don't mean purchases just from Google or using Google Pay, but everything. If you get an email receipt from any store or service, then it's added to the log. I don't know if they scan other Google services, but it wouldn't surprise me. My list of purchases went back over 10 years. You can view yours here. I'm the vice president of a company that I've never heard of, and can't find any other info on it. All it has shown me is that I spend way too much time on Reddit, so I guess nothing new, way less porn than I was expecting as well. Edit, okay, there is a lot of porn XD. All I know is I definitely can't run for public office. Just found out that Google had recorded bits from my talk with my therapist. That's so fucked. Google recorded me saying "I'll take you home" and then my friend replying "you can live with me in my bathtub." When I discovered Google Maps timeline feature, it was cool at first, flicking through years of location data, looking at when I'd been on trips, being amazed at how it had guessed what attractions I'd visited, how I got there, etc. Then a few weeks later it dawned on me. Through that little rectangle of glass and plastic in my pocket, Google knows where I am every minute of the day. It knows where I live, where I work, what route I take between the two, what times I'm likely to leave and arrive, what my favorite places to visit are, where and when I like to shop. What do I get out of this? It saves me 5 seconds when searching by suggesting places I've visited before. But if someone wanted to ruin my life and got a hold on some of that data, they could seriously screw me over. No thanks. I'm surprised Google hasn't sent social services for how often I search for some stuff. My first ever Google search was what is a chicken, and the second was, are chickens real? Google has a clip of me asking for a boneless pizza. The most unsettling came from Facebook, of which I uninstalled and deleted my account right after that. I'll keep it short. Friend's father abandoned him and his mother when he was about 7 and the father never reached out. 2 years ago he had a tough day and we talked about his dad and how life would be different if he did not bail on them. At the same night I was scrolling through Facebook and some fucking old guy that looked very similar to my friend showed up as suggested friends. Immediately I took a screenshot and showed it to him. It was indeed his father that he never talked to for about 18 years. Mind you, my friend never created a Facebook account nor used other platforms, so we talked strictly through Steam. How in the hell did they suggested that to me? I did not even know / had anybody with common friends, and it literally popped the same night after a heart-to-heart. Okay, I have a weird but serious question. My husband passed away last year. I still have his S7. I'm also 99% sure I have his Google account information, but if not, I'm sure the password is saved in his phone. If this thing really does record voices, how would I go about downloading his Google data? I just want to hear his voice again. I'm starting to tear up as I type this, but seriously. I only have one voicemail from him on my phone and maybe a couple videos. Anything more I can get of his voice, pictures of him I haven't been able to restore. Anything I can get I want. I miss him so fucking much. So I went to check, out of curiosity. They have an option to break the archive into chunks of 2 gigabits, 4 gigabits, 10 gigabits, etc. So I chose 4 gigabits. I figure how bad can it be? This is the response I got. An archive of 44 products is currently being prepared. Please note that archives may take a long time, hours or possibly days, to create. You will receive an email when your archive is complete. Now I'm afraid. I don't need 12,500 hours of sound recordings of me beating my dick like it owes me money.